Hey, what's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Now, picture this. Bitcoin's rebounding hard towards $105,000, and the crypto world itself is starting to heat back up. But here's the thing. Something massive is brewing behind the scenes, and it's about to shake up everything that you thought you knew about crypto. What's the secret? Well, it's not just Bitcoin's price. It's a collision of power moves. Trump's pushing for a game-changing Fed rate cut. Big tech's diving into stablecoins, and even Deutsche Bank is jumping into the crypto pool. Oh, and did I mention a $15 billion short squeeze could explode at $115,000? Now, the problem, if you're not paying attention right now, you could miss the biggest crypto opportunity of 2025. And the solution, will stick with me for the next few minutes as we break it all down for you step by step. In simple terms, what's happening, why it matters, and how you can stay ahead. And here's the kicker. Stick with us until the end. I'm going to give you exclusive sneak peek at our Altcoin Pro community that has been helping hundreds of people revolutionize their crypto strategies. Plus, in this video, we'll be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news in the financial markets today. We'll head over to Forex Factory and check on all the red folder news that you need to know about. We'll deep dive into big tech considering stablecoins. We'll also check in on Donald Trump demanding a full point federal rate cut. And we will be heading over to the charts at the end of this video. We'll be taking a look at XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and many more. And we'll also be checking in on our long-term and short-term momentum waves on each coin. But first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap and check out the overall health of the crypto market today. Total crypto market cap is coming in at 3.25 trillion. It is up 2.43% today. So as we take a look at this 30-day chart here, as we talked about just yesterday, this $3.22 trillion from both May 30th and all the way back here on May 9th was our current support level. Unfortunately, we did break down below that yesterday with that crazy market volatility spiking down to 3.14. So we do, on the 30-day chart, have a new lower low. However, we do have positive news when we zoom out on the yearly. We did not break below this level here of 2.94. So we do have a new higher low on this larger scale for market structure. So with that low coming at 3.17, we could now get a rally to go above our 3.52 mark, which we talked about weeks ago. We need to break above 3.6, and we can start talking about getting up into these higher levels, 3.7, and then potentially new all-time high of $3.8 trillion total market cap. Volume was a little weak yesterday. The last 24 hours, only $108 billion worth of volume. Fear and greed index has now dropped to 52. Remember, we want to keep that up in the 60 levels when it's in this green greed area. We don't need it to be an extreme greed, but right now people are getting not so interested in the market. Altcoin season index continues to drop, now at a 20. Bitcoin season full on, as you can see here. Yesterday was a 22. Last week was 18. Bitcoin dominance is at 63.8%, so it is holding extremely strong as far as no altcoin season being available. And as we take a look at the Bitcoin ETF tracker, as I tell you, we always follow this. It's a leading indicator for the markets. Unfortunately, we did have another down day, minus $278 million, the official total from June 4th. But as you can see, last week and this week has been a rough week for the input into the ETFs. When we zoom out on the yearly charts here, we can see last week did have a total outflow of $71 million. This week, we're having a total outflow of $83 million. The week has come to an end. So this weekend, rallying next week would be an extreme positive scenario for Bitcoin, or we may start to see a more broad sell-off. Top 5 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1, Bitcoin, obviously at 104,000. Ethereum, number 2 at 2,400. Tether, number 3 at $1. XRP, number 4 at $2.16. BNB at number 5, $642, and Solana at number 6, $148. Heading over to Forex Factory, we had some really positive news come out today in the financial markets. These are what we call red folder news, the most important news. We're only covering USD right now. Friday this morning came out with the average hourly earnings month over month, but the big, really important one here, non-farm employment change plus unemployment rate. So we had really strong numbers. So first and foremost, forecast was 0.3%. It came out 0.4%. So hourly earnings month over month went up. But the big number was right here. The forecast of non-farm employment change forecast 126,000, 139,000. It was a great beat by 13,000. Now, the reason this is important is because that shows strength in the economy. Unemployment rate was forecast at 4.2 and stayed at 4.2. So this number covers all job creation outside of farms. Obviously, non-farm employment change. So we did build new jobs into the economy last month. Now, taking a look at the week ahead, no major news Monday, no major news Tuesday, but next week on Wednesday, we'll have CPI information coming out, Consumer Price Index, which is a very important number. And as always, on Thursday, we'll have unemployment claims. That number is always important for the Bitcoin price. And also next week, we'll have consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. But the week everyone is waiting for is the following week, because we have FOMC. The federal funds rate will be announced. Donald Trump wants this to be dropped by a full point, obviously coming in at 4.5% right now. Donald is calling for 3.5%. Now, as we know, we'll get into this a little bit deeper here in a little while. Federal funds rate is super important for everything in the economy. And right now, Jerome Powell doesn't like Donald Trump. There's an absolute war going on between them two and this interest rate scenario. So will Trump finally get his way? Will we even get a 0.25% reduction? Time will tell. Stick around. 2 weeks from now, we'll have that number. Heading over to X to find out all the breaking news. And by the way, while you're over here at X, make sure you head over to our page, BULLRUNNERS, at BULLRUNNERS HQ, and sign up to win $100 worth of XRP. Congratulations to Brad Meese, who won last week. Now, we do give this away every single Sunday night. All you have to do to win this is follow us, BULLRUNNERS HQ, over on X. Like, retweet, and comment on this post, and subscribe to our daily crypto newsletter, where you will also get a free ebook, Altcoin Secrets, the Underground Guidebook to Becoming a Crypto Millionaire. Click the orange button, and then enter your email, and then send me my free ebook. Recording this on Friday night. There's only 53 entries so far. Remember, all you got to do is like, reshare, and comment on this post, and then subscribe to our newsletter. That is also where the winners will be announced, so you're not going to want to miss that on Sunday. Michael Saylor is doubling down again, saying Bitcoin is going to $13 million. Now, what's interesting is Bitcoin has this evangelist, which is Michael Saylor, and we don't have anybody doing this for XRP, which is kind of bothersome at this point. Now, obviously, we have Brad Garlinghouse going out there and speaking positive things about Ripple, the company. We have David Schwartz going out there and being super technical. And all you have is influencers really bringing the facts for XRP, but we do not have anybody that is out there on the front lines fighting with their company like he does with MicroStrategy. Now, we do know there are some treasury companies now for XRP, but is it just because XRP is more civilized, or is it because we need someone to step up their game and get out there and be a sailor?
6 months have been tremendous. All of the fundamental planets have aligned. Bitcoin's been acknowledged as the one digital commodity in the world by the administration. The banking regulators have given a green light to bank Bitcoin. The accountants have upgraded the accounting to fair value accounting. There's been a surge of Bitcoin treasury companies. There's like 100 public companies or more that are holding Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and every single week there's another announcement. I think that, it used to be we're focused on the halvings, but at this point, the entire natural supply of Bitcoin is only 450 Bitcoin available for sale every day. That's sort of about $45, $50 million a day at this level. That is all being consumed by the Bitcoin treasury companies, and the Bitcoin ETFs are coming on strong. So I'm very bullish. My forecast in July of last year in Nashville was Bitcoin's going to appreciate 29% a year on average for the next 21 years. And that moves it from, it was about mid 65,000 to 13 million a coin in the year 2045. I'm getting more bullish on that forecast, but I'm certainly comfortable forecasting 30% a year ARR on average for the next 20 years. I think Bitcoin's up 57% a year for the past 4.5 years. Again, that's double the Mag 7. That's quadruple the S&P. That's 8 times real estate, and bonds are down 4%. So Bitcoin is smashing everything, Joe.
So it'll be interesting to see, do we get a major corporate executive step up and start talking about XRP, or a major bank executive come out and stand behind it like these companies are doing for Bitcoin? In fact, XRP holders, would you rather own 1 Bitcoin or 40,000 XRP? Let me know down in the comments. As we covered yesterday, there was a cease and desist letter sent out by Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump to the Trump token company that launched it, 555. And now they've come to an agreement, which is interesting. Breaking news. I am proud to announce that the Trump memecoin has aligned with World Liberty Financial, although their meme wallet isn't moving forward. This was all based on yesterday. The Trump coin was trying to launch a Trump wallet. The Trump children stepped in and cease and desist and stopped that from happening. But now they remain focused on building a massive, exciting meme on Earth, Trump. Moreover, we're proud to announce that World Liberty Financial plans to acquire a substantial position in Trump for the long-term treasury. We share a bigger vision for crypto, patriotism, and long-term success. Stay tuned and more to come. And they got Donald Trump Jr., Baron X Spaces, and Get Trump Memes. So is that the official Baron account? Going to follow that one. That's interesting. On X, so Baron X Spaces being confirmed by Eric Trump. And if you go through the page here, it does have quite a bit of information. As we talked about, to be clear, our family has zero involvement in the wallet. This was the cease and desist wallet, the Trump wallet that they were trying to launch. So that post and the one Eric Trump, he just reposted that one, are the only 2 posts he has on this account. Deutsche Bank is exploring stablecoins and tokenized deposits, including issuing its own token or joining an industry initiative. And this is a big deal because when a global bank giant like Deutsche Bank gets involved, it signals crypto's growing legitimacy. Tokenized deposits could bring traditional finance and crypto, making it easier to move money on blockchains. If they launch their own stablecoin, it could compete with giants like Tether or Circle, shaking up the market. And this move shows banks are not just watching crypto, they're jumping in. And the market makers are hunting liquidity again. $15 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts to be liquidated when Bitcoin reaches $115,000. A short squeeze happens when traders who bet on Bitcoin's price falling are forced to buy back at higher prices, pushing the price even higher. So if Bitcoin breaks $115,000, this could trigger a massive rally, amplifying the bull run for investors. This is a reminder of how fast crypto can move and why timing does matter. Let me know down below, are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin right now? Do you think all of these short traders are going to get liquidated? Or do you think we're going to have another pullback down into the $93,000 range and all these longs get liquidated? And an interesting update coming from Coinbase here. If you guys remember, there was a massive swell of people trying to move money on Coinbase and their account was frozen for no reason. Well, Brian Armstrong has been working on it. He says account freezing has been a major issue at Coinbase for longer than is acceptable. I could list a bunch of underlying reasons of why it got so bad in the first place, but what's more important is that we've made a priority to fix it. And we have been asking and making good progress. The issue has been reduced by 82% so far, with more improvements coming. We'll keep you updated on further improvements roll out. And in huge news, Apple, X, Airbnb, and Google are all holding early conversation with crypto firms about integrating stablecoins per Fortune sources. So that brings us to our major headline number 1 here. Market cap for stablecoins has risen 90% since January 4th of 2024. At least 4 tech companies, including Apple, X, Airbnb, and Google, are exploring stablecoins as a means to lower fees and improve cross-border payments. Each company is in different stages of implementation, with Google perhaps the farthest ahead, having facilitated 2 stablecoin payments already. Social platform X has been talking with crypto companies about integrating stablecoins into X Money app. Elon Musk has previously stated that he wants to broaden X's reach to allow users to send and receive money. Partnerships between stablecoin infrastructure and tech companies have been on the rise as well. Among the partnerships are MasterCard's alliance with MoonPay and Visa's deal with Bridge. In October 2024, Stripe announced its $1.1 billion acquisition of Bridge, which Fortune labeled as the starting gun for people in Silicon Valley to take stablecoin technology seriously. And the Genius Act sparks debate in the Senate. So the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation and U.S. Stablecoins Acts, or Genius Act, is one of the developments pushing companies to explore this digital asset. The bill seeks to provide a regulatory framework for stablecoins and their issuers in the country, but has been met with the debate about big tech's potential participation in the crypto industry. Now, Bitcoin is nearing 105,000 again, and Donald Trump is demanding a full point for the Fed rate cut. Will Chair Jerome Powell listen to him, though? So as the crypto market has recovered from the snap losses over the ongoing spat between Trump and Elon Musk, markets have digested fresh inflation cues as Trump turned his attention to the Federal Reserve. And Donald said today, if too late, which is his new nickname for Jerome Powell, too late Powell, if too late at the Fed would cut, we would greatly reduce interest rates, long and short. Biden went mostly short term. There is virtually no inflation anymore, but it should come back. Rise rates to counter. Very simple. He is costing our country a fortune. Borrowing costs should be much lower. Now, Trump is no stranger to criticism of both the Fed policy and Jerome Powell, and he's frequently demanded interest rates cut for 2025, something that would benefit risk assets like crypto. And the CME Fed Watch tool, these are the meeting probabilities of a rate cut and the rate pricing. So here's June, July, September, October. So the June meeting is coming up on June 18th, as we showed you earlier. And it's looking like the probability of our interest rate staying at 4.5 is 99.9%. Now, as I said, Trump wants it to be down in this rate, and they're saying that that could happen potentially. It starts to potentially happen in October, gets a little stronger in December. But right now, the reality is Jerome Powell does not like Donald Trump, and Trump keeps calling for these rate cuts. And just to punch Donald Trump in the face, he probably will not move interest rates at all, not even a 0.25%. All right, checking in on the XRP charts. Now, as we've been covering for a couple weeks now, unfortunately, we did get another lower high here. So originally, our lower high was right here. We tried to surge back above that May 12th, failed, and unfortunately rejected from that area on May 19th. The good news is we have not continued to break, and we are not looking like we're going to be heading to new lower lows, which would be bringing us under $1.61. So right now, we did bounce off on the weekly, the 30 exponential moving average. We are pushing back to the upside. But like we've been covering, we need to get above this 10 exponential moving average on the weekly, and that currently comes in on one of our weekly spider lines as well. In fact, that weekly spider line comes to us from January 22nd of 2018.
Most people that are interested in crypto trading don't have the time to manage their entries and stop losses, so they invest with emotion, and that's why they lose. So we have a powerful way for you to make money by directly copying our trades and other successful crypto traders. And copy trading is one of the easiest and most popular ways to make money in crypto. Copying other traders that had more experience than me is how I became a crypto millionaire before 30 when I was new to the industry back in 2016, but I had to manually enter the trades myself, which was super stressful because I didn't understand how to properly set up stop losses or take profits back then. So I ended up missing great entry points or holding longer than I should have, losing out on potential profits. That's why leveraging a copy trading platform that does this for you is the best way to go. And how it works is the exchange will put in the orders for you when you copy another experienced trader. That way you don't have to manually follow the trade alerts or enter or exit trade positions sitting at a computer all day long. And it's very easy to get started with too. All you have to do is go to the link in the description below this video and create your free account, deposit any crypto asset that is listed on the platform, and then choose which trader you like to copy that has the best win rate. And full disclaimer, because we believe in transparency, we do earn a small commission for every trade that you make on the exchange, but that helps support videos like this to help you succeed. And you can also get exclusive access to our top altcoin picks and breaking crypto news updates as well inside of our Telegram group through the link below this video. So check that out. I know you're going to love it.
And that price gets us a price in here to the future of 225. So what we're looking for is price to break above 225, then break above this current level that it could not break a couple of weeks ago, 243, and then run into our next spider line, which that spider line is at the $2.55 range now. When it originally hit, it was 250, but obviously price and time changes. And that one comes to us from the week of January 29th, 2018. So other things to keep in mind right now, our weekly long-term momentum Wolfpack is still above the zero line, so we are bullish there. Our short-term momentum has reset to zero and failed to climb, so that is not looking bullish for us, unfortunately. So we have a mixed signal. So we drop down to the daily charts. Daily, we have the long-term momentum has dropped below the zero line, so we're looking bearish. I mean, there's not a whole lot of positive pressure, but it is flattening out, starting to turn back to the upside. Short-term momentum wave tried to start getting going. The Trump-Elon feud obviously had a big sell-off, and we're starting to fail there. So we could see a recovery from here and push to the upside. We'll continue to monitor that tomorrow as well. We do have our brand new daily candle that just came out. It is green. Yesterday's green candle did finish green. It pushed all the way up into the top of the body, rejected off the 10 exponential moving average. You can see how important the 10 exponential moving average is here, ladies and gentlemen. When you get above it, you tend to get bullish like we did over here. When you get below it, you can start to crash out, okay? So that's what we're looking for. We're going to break above that 220, then break above the 225. We get back to 243. So those are the numbers to the upside I'm watching. If we fail and start to break down, $1.90 is our ultimate recovery zone. We cannot lose $1.90. That's where we start to get real nasty. Could drop below that $1.60. Jumping over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a real strong recovery yesterday, almost a bullish engulfing. Unfortunately, it did fail a little bit. Again, at that same level here, ladies and gentlemen, below the 10 exponential moving average. So take a look at this with Bitcoin. Price was starting to surge nicely over here up into June 2nd. June 3rd, it pushed, failed to break the 10 exponential. June 4th, it pushed, failed to break it. June 5th, it pushed, failed to break it. June 6th, it pushed, failed to break it. So today is the day. We need to see this thing break. Short-term momentum. It has fully reset to zero, so it is ready to rock and roll all the way to the upside back to 100. As you can see, when we are in the green, bullish long-term, which we are still, and we have a reset from zero on our short-term momentum wave, and we start to push back up to 100, take a look at what happened with Bitcoin right here. So right here was the push started happening May 7th, which was this candle right here. And then boom, to the upside. So we're looking, we moved from 97,000 all the way up to 112,000. That's a $15,000 move on that. And we have got that reset ready and we are looking bullish. Now we started to have that push recently and unfortunately we did fail because we got to that high and then started selling off to the downside. Right now on the daily charts for Bitcoin, we have bounced off that 50 exponential moving average. We pushed back above the 30. And we are looking now to penetrate and break and continue through the 10 exponential moving average. That's what we're looking for this weekend. Unfortunately, weekends are pretty much lackluster recently when it comes to crypto, but we'll continue to watch that. Taking a look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, a lot of you guys that watch a lot, you know that the 1100 exponential moving average is quite a significant number on all different time frames. So when we take a look at this on Ethereum, yesterday on that big massive drop, it bounced exactly off of that level and it's rebounding. So yesterday it pushed up above the 30, but take a look here. It rejected below the 10 exponential moving average. So today we're watching for price to surge back up above that. And once it breaks 27.25, then we're looking for that bull flag pattern to play out to the upside, getting up in that $3,600 range for Ethereum. Now, if we fail and we start to bring it back to the downside, unfortunately, we'll jump to the weekly charts. If we break below the 10 exponential moving average here, which is at 23.10, we could be actually filling in this entire fair value gap, bringing our price back all the way to 1876. So there is some nasty potential downside if we don't get some recovery numbers to the upside for crypto.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers,